Learning rarely occurs in splendid isolation from the world in which the learner lives. It's intimately related to that world and affected by it. These wise words from Peter Jarvis highlights the importance of understanding the context of learning and the world in which we live. In this brief video essay, we'll look at the macro trends impacting corporate education, higher education, and clinical education. We'll explore the ramifications of these trends on instructional design and what changes will be necessary to support learners in the future. If you take a moment to think about where we are in adopting technology in the educational paradigm, the challenges we have with integration today, we can see that Mr. Jarvis's statement about learning and isolation from the world in which the learner lives is a chasm that we need to cross. 10 years from now, we'll need to be on the other side. The far side is where education, technology, and the learner are seamlessly integrated into a singularity of learning and living. In corporate America, the age of digital transformation is a disruptive force that will determine future success. As Clint Bolton, senior writer for CIO magazine, puts it, it's not about the technology. The common theme among digital journeys is that talent is what drives them. In university education, the millennials have arrived, and with them, they've brought their ideas, talents, and dreams. They've grown up in a digital world full of transparency, self-promotion, community involvement, fast results, and instant feedback. Their education and how they want to be educated is a reflection of their experience and worldview. Coupled with the digital transformation of the workplace and the theme of talent driving innovation through the digital journey, those entering college in the next 10 years are going to need to feel empowered, supported, and free to express their ideas throughout their educational process. Rote memorization, lecture, and highly programmatic instruction will need to transform to a highly relational, conceptual process that focuses on higher-order thinking to keep learners engaged. While technology will play a central part of education, it will no longer be an add-on or an alternate method of delivery. Today, clinical education for healthcare is seeing a transformation in the use of simulated environments, VR, remote teaching, robotics, and advanced imaging. Instructional design will need to incorporate all these elements to be effective because that's the environment the learners will be engaged in after completing their studies and what they'll be expected to be a part of in their ongoing learning. Continued advances in technology will enable highly immersive learning experiences. Delgarno, as cited in McNaught and Armory, describe 5 classes of interactivity and immersive experiences that include simulations in microworlds, guides or intelligent agents, cognitive tools, practice tools, and scaffolding tools. These immersive environments will replace the traditional lecture and, in some cases, labs. Simulated environments are already part of clinical training for healthcare and are particularly effective in the development of communication skills. For many, those who are looking to enter the workplace rapidly, the path may not be through traditional college or higher education coursework, but through micro-credentialing and certifications. University education is a measure of a person's skills and knowledge at a point in time, usually sometime in the past. Micro-credentials and certifications offer more timely, more specific validation of a person's skills and knowledge. Content and courses will be driven by this emergent trend, supporting the needs of industry and learners alike. Innovations in technology, artificial intelligence, and machine learning are creating new categories of employment that didn't exist 5 years ago. Advances in medicine and bioscience, as well as digitization of the workplace, are all leading to the development of new, high-demand skills. With this in mind, course content will be driven by student need, market demand, and needed or required skills for employment. Academic institutions that ignore or fail to respond to these constituencies may soon find themselves without students. John Hedberg and Rod Sims, as noted in McNaught and Armory, note that new types of design dialogue will be needed to support the development of future learning environments. Instructional designers will continue to work with subject matter experts, but they will also include programmers in the dialogue to facilitate the development of the technologies needed to support learning. Additional influences might include the adoption of design thinking in the development of instructional and experience models and interface design. Developed at Stanford University, design thinking is an approach to user-centric design, and it's having a major impact across industries, including education. Stakeholders such as learning and development departments, policymakers, and professional organizations will likely continue to influence not just what's being taught, but how learning is structured. Technology will not just be a vehicle for delivering instruction or an add on part of the educational process. The emergent technologies currently in the pipeline will create whole new experiential learning opportunities that were not possible just a few years ago. Machine learning and artificial intelligence will be able to provide guided, interactive discussions with thousands of people online at the same time. Based on the feedback from the student and how they respond to the dialogue, the AI would then have the ability to perform an assessment, determine the student is ready to progress, and create a real time virtual lab to deepen their understanding of a topic. Instructional designers will need to think in terms of nonlinear development. They'll need to consider new frameworks based on relational models to support the plasticity and associative nature of the student mind.